Is the finals really dying? This is a term that is passed around the gaming community all too frequently, saying, my game is dead, nobody plays this game, yada yada. Today I aim to be as objective as possible in deciding whether the finals is in fact on a downward spiral, whether people are being emotional, or just in general, what Embark needs to do to up the player count and make sure this game stays relevant. At the end of the day, I am a content creator for the finals at the moment. I care about the game's success. Of course, I am going to be inherently biased because I want to see the devs over at Embark do the best they can. However, even myself, I've seen some troubling signs, all of which I'm going to talk about in this video. We're going to talk about first the situation that the finals finds itself in, and why the finals and so many smaller studios are struggling in the gaming industry, that being the Fortniteification of the gaming industry. I'll explain what that is in a moment. The next thing we're going to talk about is the optimization of the finals, and finally, this one may not be as big a deal for many, but the epidemic of cheating, not only in the finals, but the gaming community and how it is affecting the game. So let's start out with the Fortniteification of the finals. So, Fortniteification, what is it, where does it come from, and most importantly, how does it affect the finals and pertain to the discussion of the decline of this game show? Well, Fortniteification is a term that I've kind of coined by myself, basically pertaining to the oversaturation of money in the market and how many small game development teams, such as Embark, are suffocated by larger games such as Fortnite. This definition came to me when I was actually watching an interview with Jacksepticeye, of all people, when he was criticizing Mr. Beast's Mr. Beastification of YouTube, as he puts it. Essentially what this means is Mr. Beast, the criticism that was made is Mr. Beast has taken the individual, small budget, personal creator-fan relationship that YouTube was known for and turned it into a market of making more and more expensive videos that unfortunately smaller creators cannot keep up with. And this is a problem that we're seeing in the gaming industry as a whole. If we go back to the success of Fortnite and how it's relevant to the finals, I'll get to in a second, we need to understand the history. So if we look at Fortnite initially, a lot of people don't know this, but the game used to be a PvE experience. It was a zombie kind of base building survival game, and when it released, it did not do very well. At the time, battle royales were very important, so Fortnite said, well, we have not many options here, let's throw a battle royale and hope people like it. Well, at the time, people were craving it, it was one of the first, and people loved it. Then, what Epic Games did was probably the smartest thing they could have done in the moment. They took all their money, threw it at battle royale, and they started making updates at an absolutely breakneck pace. I guarantee if you talk to anybody from Epic when Battle Royale first kicked off, they would say they were worked like mules. I bring this up to say that games like Fortnite, Warzone, who have all this money, all these investors, all this time and resources to create updates at a breakneck pace, are just suffocating these smaller studios such as Embark, who obviously value quality over quantity. If we look at how many weapons Fortnite has released since the start of the game to where we are now, they have released 563 weapons. 563, that is absolutely baffling. Since the launch of the finals, we have received 6 weapons. 2 per season, or I take that back, I can't do math. We've received 9 weapons. I take it back, we've received 9. We didn't get 6, math is hard. Don't beat me up. In total, we've received 9 weapons since the start of Season 1 to where we are in Season 3. That's not to say Embark is not trying, but what I want to bring up is the industry standard at the time, right? Game developers are expected to perform at a level of Epic Games. They're expected to over-deliver consistently. I don't say over-deliver in the way that Bungie has stated it in the past. For those who know what I'm referring to, you're an OG. But what I bring up is the Fortniteification is the overspending. It's the over-delivery. It's setting the standard to a point where these small game developers are unfortunately unable to keep up. And at the end of the day, you can make a wonderful thing, but if it doesn't stay relevant and it doesn't keep getting updates, hence the live service nature of games such as the finals in Fortnite, unfortunately, people are going to leave. They're going to see the new things and they are going to go elsewhere. Hence why the Fortniteification of the market may be a reason the finals is declining. The next thing we need to discuss when talking about some of the issues facing the finals at the moment that may in fact be driving players away is unfortunately the optimization. So I want to make this very clear. Embark has done a wonderful job at creating the aesthetics of the finals, the game show vibe, the destructible environments, the cosmetics, the skins, the lighting. Everything about the finals is absolutely gorgeous. And this is very intentional. I want to make that very clear, right? Embark has made the finals stand out both artistically and gameplay-wise because they're not appealing to that overly sweaty community. Embark wants their game to appeal to a casual player base, which they have in fact said in the past. They value fun over the overly competitive experience that we see in a lot of games today. The finals isn't trying to be necessarily the next huge esport. They are prioritizing having fun, drawing players in, and letting them enjoy themselves, which I personally, coming from a sweaty gaming background, very much appreciate. However, with this beautiful environment in nature comes some pretty big issues in performance. So, as a bit of context, I myself come from consoles, typically, right? I played the finals on the PS5 when I first started covering it, and you could probably see a difference in the quality in my videos from that. And even on the PS5, which, let's be fair, you know, PCs run a lot more than consoles and are much more powerful, but the performance I was getting in on a new-gen console on the finals, as soon as buildings would break, as soon as people would shoot RPGs, charge and slam, all that stuff, my game would, oh my god, the frame rate, it would just fly down. It was pretty jarring at times. That's not to say it's not understandable. Once again, the finals is a beautiful game, and some of the trade-off you're going to have with that is when things are breaking and stuff's flying everywhere, you're going to have some frame drops, and that is a realistic part of basically any game at this point. However, I thought when I got myself a new PC, which I spent over $1,000 on, I have a 4090 in it right now, which isn't the newest on the market, but it's better than the 30 series, which the 30 series in itself is enough to run most games now. Of course, not on like the highest settings, but having a 40, I thought, hey, I'll be fine. I can record footage. I shouldn't experience any frame drops. I'm not playing on the highest settings by any means, and I've had recurring issues with that. So the optimization for a lot of people who value that greatly, I can see why they could be turned away potentially, especially on those consoles. When things start breaking, your frame rate goes to hell very fast. So perhaps the optimization is another reason we're seeing people leave the finals. And finally, the last reason we may be seeing people leave the finals at the moment is the cheating epidemic that unfortunately is plaguing the gaming community as a whole. So this one I hold very near and dear to my heart. In the past, for people who have followed this channel for a very long time, you know I've dipped my toes in a lot of competitive scenes. I was an Onyx player in Halo, I was a Grandmaster player in For Honor, I was a Grandmaster player in Overwatch, I was a top 500 player in Destiny 2, I was actually the #1 player in a few game modes for quite some time. I say this not to flex, but to present my credentials. One thing you need to understand if you've not played at those super high levels is you think the people out there, you know, that are up there who have dedicated all this time to their favorite game are going to be honest and it's going to be an awesome experience, when in reality, what you get a lot of the time are very good players and very good cheaters. And what I mean by that is cheats have evolved, right? It's not like the old days of Black Ops 2 where there's boxes all over the screen and people are just shooting across the map and killing everybody. And while those still do exist, cheats now are much more subtle. There's things that smooth out aim. There's software that does allow you to get soft wall hacks. You know, aimbot on PC, one of the really big ones that was going around for a while was Cronus, allowing you to have aim assist on mouse and keyboard. I bring this up because even to this day, if you think cheating is not an issue in the finals, I have to say, unfortunately, you are wrong. There is no getting around it. You are wrong. You can talk to anybody who plays this game at a competitive level. That is not to say the finals has a cheating problem that makes the game unplayable, but it certainly exists. If you look at the patch notes from even 4.2, the most recent update as of making this video, there is a note talking about upgrading the anti-cheat software. And that is because cheaters are still in this game, and I find them all the time. Coupled with the optimization issues and the desync that has been, I want to say, a little worse this season, I don't know who's legit and who's cheating. I know what cheating looks like. You can go back on my channel. I have plenty of videos of people cheating, right? So I know what it feels like. And when I see a cheater, it's just disheartening, right? Because the finals is so fun. And when people cheat, if you've been on the receiving end of it, it just sucks the fun out of the game. I immediately want to hop off and just never touch the game again. So Embark, I know if you can't fix it all, it's impossible to get rid of cheaters. I understand that, but we need to work on bringing a better anti-cheat to the finals, because as it stands now, I feel like I'm seeing them more than ever, and this is an issue that can certainly drive people away. With all that being said, is the finals actually dying? I say no. Although there are trends that we mentioned before that could impact the player base negatively if they are not addressed, I don't think the finals is dying in a significant manner. And we need to understand just how the popularity of games work in general. Of course, when a game first comes out and it's super popular, you're going to have a huge spike in players. But over the months, people are going to play it, they're going to feel it out, and eventually a large percentage of your player base is going to leave because at the time of them trying this game, they were likely probably trying other games. And also the casual gamer player base, they play a bunch of games. They're not like me, where they play like one game for 3 years and don't touch anything else. And if you do that, I understand, it seems weird, but other people, the majority of people who play casually, unfortunately don't do that. And we go back to the point where the finals, to me, is appealing to a casual player base. So naturally, you're going to see bigger jumps in the player bases at the beginning of the season and large drop-offs at the end. Content creators, I'll be honest with you, they see dollar signs. They see at the beginning of the season, even myself, I'm guilty of this at times, you upload a video, it gets like 9K views when the season first comes out, and at the end of the season, you're lucky to crack 2,000. This is natural, right? This is just what happens with any game, with any live service thing. So when people are going around saying the game is dying, I tell you, calm down, it's okay. There is a natural cycle to this. With all that being said, I hope people at Embark can see this video. Once again, I am a creator who sees this game for the beautiful creation that it is and the potential success. I will leave this video on a high note. As a bit of credential, I have been studying public relations for about 3 years now. And one thing I want to give a bunch of credit to the marketing team over at Embark right now is they are very much marketing in this game now. One of the issues that I saw when the finals first dropped is I had no clue that the game was even a thing, because it was a silent drop. I didn't know about the beta, and there was one trailer. There was a couple more, but initially when the game dropped, there was one trailer. And I was like, what the heck? Why don't I know about this game? What is the finals? Even now when I talk to my friends and I say, yeah, I play the finals, they're like, what the heck is that? But recently what Embark has been doing, even though they're paid sponsorships, they've been going around platforms and paying big creators to play the newest season of the finals. And this is wonderful. This is a great way to renew interest in old players and also bring new ones in. So from my perspective, PR perspective that is, good job, Embark. Please continue to do this. You are on the right path. More people are talking about this game. Continue to do that. Anyways, guys, this video has already gone on way longer than I wanted it to. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know in the comments section down below. I want to know what you think about the current state of the finals, so hopefully we can have some meaningful discussion. Please be civil. Please don't attack each other. Understand that we all want to see this game succeed. Anyways, guys, this has been Combo. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.